the identity of the altar is not so much the place. The identity of the altar is the name. Okay?
Yes.
So after you've given your altar the name, then you have to service the altar. To service majorly means to practice the presence of God at that altar and to keep the presence of God at that altar. So it means little service, little presence. One of the things you do when you build an altar is to invite the angelic. You understand? You pray for an open heaven and you invite the angelic. And then the other thing you do is you connect that altar to other existing godly altars. So that when your altar is quiet, that is why that church which is next to you, if it is Christ believing, even if it is not your church,
it's an altar.
You need to always,
connect.
yes, because it can maintain your altar. So believers are disunited because they don't understand that. Before you take a gift to church, you must present it to the Lord. If you haven't, when you reach church, never just say, when they say, now it's time to give, you reach. Now, there are even people who, they reach inside their pocket when the offering bag has arrived.
Yes.
When you reach in your pocket and you remove that money when the offering bag has arrived and you just throw it in, what have you put in? Because God doesn't receive that money per se. God receives what the backing that comes with that.
Yes.
That is what comes. That's the incense that rises before
To
God.
him, yes. As a sacrifice.
As a sacrifice. Witches are compelled by hatred, by anger, by fear of the devil to do what they have to do and enchant, sometimes for a whole night, sometimes in the rain, sometimes under the sun. And he said, but I told you in Corinthians that Christ's love compels you. But he asked me, do you know what love is? Because what is compelling you to say, I can't meet at that time? One of the biggest reasons why people don't deal with altars or patterns is, one, the fear of the unknown. Two,
yes.
they don't have...
That's even why people don't want to listen to God.
They don't want to even hear.
They want to pray, to present. But when it comes to when God wants to enter your heart and check your... You don't want to face that.
Because he's going to tell you things that you don't want to hear. Because God had revealed to me by the Spirit as I prayed that this pattern came from a certain sacrifice that was done. You see, every pattern originates differently. There are people who have patterns and it is out of laziness. There are people who have patterns of poverty because they stole. There are people who have patterns of poverty because they steal from God himself. You know, I tell people that when a non-tither enters church, all the angels just start to beep in heaven and they're like, thief, thief, thief. A thief has just arrived. How you attack Jericho, a walled city, is not how you attack Moab, the open country. That is what spiritual mapping is about.
Oh, yes.
He said, what kind of people are they? So the other one, together with the whole family, did their establishment. They enthroned their gods. They did everything. The way you do an altar, they called them. They did mandates. Then, my grandmother said, they told those gods that every time you need a sacrifice, and it is a sacrifice of blood, get it from that man's family. Now remember, this man is not born again. There is no defense.
Much as he wants to stand for the truth, he's not defended.
Yeah, because he doesn't even understand what he's doing. There is no blood, there is no sacrifice. He doesn't have a personal altar. He's not praying. He's religious. Religion never saved anyone. Because it's not, that is to answer people who say a causeless curse doesn't alight. It was causeless when it was the other people.
Yes.
If they had run into the rock, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it.
And
but my people perish for lack of knowledge.